Hi everyone. I wanted to come and record a little video for you for this first week in November as we kind of transition into a new month, a new lunar month, or a new lunar cycle, and the transition of fall and whatever else might be going on during this time, during this transition. And the materials that we're going to use are going to be anything really that you want. I have a piece of paper. I have some tape that I'm going to affix to this sheet of paper here that's kind of loose so that it stays on the page. This practice kind of moves with the breath and also allows for anything that needs to be released and to let go of in a somatic kind of physical way for us to allow that to happen on the page and to use this page as an offering or as an altar for all those things that need a place to be housed, be welcomed, be released, dumped, let go of, unburdened, honored, all of the above. And so you can do it with any materials you have, including your imagination, if for whatever reason you want to engage in this practice and are in a space where you might be walking or resting, you can explore this with your imagination. So I'm going to be using watercolor today. So I have a little bit of water. I have a brush. It's a medium kind of brush. I have some watercolor. I will also show us, various ways to do this. This is just two colored pencils. You can do it with both hands. Sometimes bilateral expression can really help us to do exactly that, express and not necessarily worry about what's getting on the page with our usually dominant hand. You can use colored pencils, crayons, graphite, oil pastel, chalk pastel, you get the point. You can use anything you wish. I also would suggest, if it's helpful, to put on like a 5-minute song without any words, so that there is something helpful playing in the background. Or you can sit in silence, and I'm going to be mostly in silence. I'll just kind of guide us through the first couple minutes, and then I'll dedicate about 5 minutes to this specific practice. All right, so let's get started. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to affix the tape to the paper. I'm going to put it in the corners. You can put it up at the top, depending on how big your sheet is. You can use whichever size you have. And I'll just put one down here. Whatever size sheet, this is about a little bigger than 11 by 14. All right, and so we'll make a mark kind of in the middle of the page. I'm using a more kind of horizontal because we're going to be moving with the breath, but you can also see how this feels up and down. I'm going to do it just side by side. I'm going to put a line in the middle. And so we can think of one side as the inhale and the other side as the exhale. And it doesn't need to always be the same side. And you'll see as we do that. And all we're doing is we're going to map the breath. So as you inhale, you can go from this side over this way, this side over that way, up to down, down to up. See what works for you today. You're going to inhale. And as soon as you get to your exhale, that might be around this kind of line, or we can use that line. You might start over here, inhaling. And as you exhale, you're going to release and you're going to allow some movement to happen, maybe even with your breath, and you can sigh with your exhale. So we can inhale. And we want that exhale to have that kind of field of letting go, of release. So it can be really helpful to let that sound be present. And you're just going to do it over and over again. And you can even exaggerate the exhale, even though you're not exhaling that with that much sound, you can make it with a little bit more of that sound. And then return to the inhale. All right. You can do it with both hands. Maybe I'll show you with pen. Okay. So with each inhale, the line can be kind of smooth. And then with the exhale, you're literally releasing. Even though you don't necessarily know what you might need releasing, bring a little trust into this practice and know we all have something to let go of, to release, to honor, to place, so that it can move from inside to outside and take up some space and hopefully rest. All right, so we'll do this for 5 minutes. You can continue to do it, but just for the sake of short, concise creativity that can be done in 5 minutes. I'll be silent for 5 minutes and I'll be joining you in this practice. Feel free to exhale however you need to exhale. Audibly in the beginning sometimes can help. And just for the last minute, just make the inhale and the exhale as even as possible. Wherever you are in this practice, just take a moment to pause. Even if you want to continue, just take a moment to pause. And then either feel free to continue for another 5 minutes or to simply reorient in your space, walk away, take a walk, cuddle a pet, and return to this as many times as needed or desired in this first week of transitions. Thank you, everyone.